Hi, it's Robbie from California. I got a different type of video I'm going to do here as I stand out on my deck and I'm still working with the hummingbirds. Gary, I don't even know where to start on this. Years ago, about 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, he got interested in exotic fruit, something I don't really do a lot of. And he was buying stuff. I didn't even know what he was buying. But he bought something called Gac Fruit, G-A-C, Gac Fruit. It's used really for putting in rice dishes. It's Vietnamese usually, and in their cuisine. And they put it in the rice dishes, and they use it for other things too, because it brings great color to it. It really enhances rice. But the point is, it's a different type of fruit, and it's very difficult to actually grow. Now, he bought tons of seeds over the years. He said probably 25, 30 seeds from different people, and he managed to get 2 to grow. Now, I can explain to you in a second why he only got 2 out of, let's say, 30 seeds. Now, the thing is, they've been growing in his garden that's behind me. You probably can't see it. Let me see if I can back up, but I've got a lot of photos, so I'm going to be dropping in the photos and everything. It's down there. Now you can't see it from here. It grew way up on that structure he has with all his passion fruit, and he's got pepinos and different things growing down there. And the Gac fruit took off too. So we're talking, some people have asked how big it is. I tend to say 20 feet, but Gary says we're like 50 feet in all directions. And he's got 2 plants, mind you, that took off. It's just a happy place for them. Normally, when people have them, they don't winter well and they die out. We did find somebody that had them, and I talked to him today, and it turned out he did a video like 3 years ago. He said the plant died out over winter 3 years ago, and he never got any more. I called a lot of exotic fruit places to see if they had any, and the answer was no, they didn't have anything. I know they're out there. I'm sure a lot of people have them growing because they have an interest in them, but the point is they are very much like kiwi plants, where you need a male and a female, and you can graft them. So if you had male and female plants, you could get them growing and then graft on what you need. Both of Gary's plants are females. Now, I found a couple people that are selling them, but I don't know anything about the people, and we don't know. We could end up spending money and buying all these plants to end up with a whole bunch of female plants. So what we're looking for is to see if there's somebody local. That's really what we want. To see if they have any, talk to them, and see if we can do some swapping is what I'd like to do. Now, as far as seeds, the reason why a lot of seeds don't grow, and we have had this with sweet potatoes years ago and other plants, and I've spoken about this a lot. The food now that is imported into the United States, as well as food that is grown in the United States, that is imported or exported around, are irradiated. That's with an I. The reason they irradiate it is it preserves the fruit. They're not trying to grow any seeds or plants, but it preserves the fruit itself. And then what happens after that is you can't grow the seeds. It's like you put it in a microwave and basically cooked it without damaging it. So it's not going to rot. It's not going to mold for a very long time. But the point is you cannot grow them. The other thing is there's a lot of them around. We can get the fruit, but if they're not irradiated by being shipped in from another country, even if they bring in things from Hawaii, all that's being irradiated before it gets here, and it gets rid of insects, bugs, and all kinds of stuff as well. The point is, if you get one of those, they won't grow. And the other thing is, there's a lot of frozen Gac fruit you can get. It is a tropical fruit. If you even refrigerate it, the seeds will no longer grow. So we need to actually find somebody locally that's growing it, that's in dire need of a girlfriend, and then we could do some swapping. If you know anything about it, I would love to see, comments underneath this video. Tell me, oh, I grew it, or I knew somebody that grew it, or what the heck are you talking about? Because I love reading through the comments. You never know. Somebody could put a comment in there that is really exciting and different. But it's just fascinating how we've walked through and done garden tours in Gary's garden, and you see the whole structure covered. Well, most of that is both passion fruit that he absolutely loves and he's very successful with, and then it's Gac fruit. But the problem is He's got both plants flowering right now as he does his dragon fruit at night because he hand pollinates everything. And both plants are females. They're not grafted, so we know we don't have a male plant somewhere because he grew them from seed. The other problem too is he could buy a lot of seeds, but usually those seeds that they're selling online won't grow. It's very, very rare. And that's why he was lucky. Somebody he bought from, and we kind of have an idea. We're going to see if we can track him down. They may not be doing it anymore, but somebody must have been growing them and selling some of their own seeds. And even germination is low on them, I heard. So you could plant a whole bunch and you'd be lucky if a couple of them grew. And that's what happened with him. So we ended up with one person that actually must have grown him years ago. He thinks it was in Texas. And he bought them. I'm going to see if I can find and figure out which one, because he kept buying and buying and buying. And he bought a whole bunch at one time and nothing grew. And then 2 of them grew. I'm going to see if I can track him down. But again, from 4 or 5 years ago, people change their lives, do different things, could have lost the plants. They're very sensitive to cold. And so, like I said, they're tropical, so I don't know. But if you know anybody, it's kind of a shout out. Hey, do you know anybody that's got Gac fruit? It's probably not my type of fruit to eat anyways. I'm really like an orange and apple type person. I don't even eat apples. But I mean, I pick fruit from the garden. We have a lot of papayas. You know that. I froze a lot. I froze a ton of bananas. I must have frozen about 40 pounds at least of bananas. My nectarines, probably, I don't even know, 20, 30 pounds of nectarines. I like fruit like that, but something that's not sweet. It's different. Like I don't like jackfruit, and Gary does, and he has a plant, I think. But we're kind of anxious on the Gac fruit being so exotic, so different. Would be really fun. Now, we are going to be growing a whole lot of them. After I found out today how rare they are, and I've been sitting back not paying attention to what he's doing, things are changing as of today. I'm watching all the birds fly by. And I'm going to get a lot more of them growing. We have different methods. They're a little tough to do, but we think we can do it. So in the meantime, if we find somebody that's in dire need of female plants, then we can get them all going right away. So that's basically it. So it's kind of a shout out. Hey, do you know anybody that's got Gac fruit? Hopefully in the United States, hopefully local, because I don't know how well they would ship. And then again, it has to be a male plant, because if it's not a male plant, we're back in the same boat. And we don't need something that's going to sprawl all over the yard here. Obviously, it's really happy, and end up being another female. So you get this little fruit, as you can see in the photos. I'm putting up photos. That's what it looks like. If it would have been a male fruit, it would have been just like the squash and the, cucumbers. There wouldn't have been a fruit. You would have just had the stem there, but this is actually a fruit. I've tried to talk him into trying to cross-pollinate them with other melons, because we've got watermelons growing. I've got Korean melons growing, cucumber, but he said it would be like trying to breed a goat and a horse. Never know. But he says no, he's not going to try. So that's what it is today, a shout out. And I think it's fun that he grew something that's so exotic and so rare and so happy. And that's basically it. So I hope you enjoyed this, because he's really into the exotic stuff. I'm into the common stuff, something I can go out in the garden, pick, bring in, and make dinner with. But exotic stuff is nice too. So have a great day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. I am surrounded by hummingbirds. I don't know if you can see. Oh my gosh, they're all over. But I got to get a lot of these feeders refilled. See my umbrella? Oh my gosh, I love my umbrella. See the little blue umbrella? I'm going to have to show you how to make that, because I am going crazy with that. I'm going to change up the deck a little bit too. Been looking around, and I know we're still in the middle of summer, but I'm thinking already of winter. Ooh, scary. And I think I can do a lot more here to shelter the birds in a very better, different way. So again, have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. And if you want, grow some Gac fruit if you can find the seeds. That will germinate and grow. Who knows? Bye-bye.